Welcome to the Healing Spirits Here and There podcast with Terri and Amanda, where you'll hear spiritual perspectives, weird mediumship experiences, and try intuitive and trust-building exercises for yourself. Join us every Friday. Like and subscribe to never miss a show, and let's get started.
Good morning. Welcome. It's Friday. Here we are
Yay.
again. This time we're going to be talking about grief around the holidays, as well as how we honor our loved ones and the tips on how to get through these situations. Once again, I kind of went out of sync right there, but I'm Terri.
I'm Amanda, and welcome. We're so
Today
happy to have
oh
you
my
with
God.
us. Oh
Talk
no.
right on top of you. I'm so sorry. It's the hustle and the bustle right now. I'm so sorry. Bear with us, people. Go ahead, Amanda.
Yeah, and Terri's having a little bit of feedback problems with her microphone. She has it pinned. She's going to sit like a robot and not move the best she can. But we do apologize if you hear any feedback from her microphone. We're working on getting that corrected. So,
yeah, but I always have feedback.
Isn't that the truth? So yeah, we want to talk about grief because it's a holiday season. And I mean, this is a time that we usually spend with our loved ones, and it can be especially hard right now, just to get through this time that you usually are with people you love, and some of them aren't here anymore. Stinks. And so we are going to have 10 tips to go through and just kind of talk about to help you through the season. And I'll do an E.F.T tapping and a short meditation later in the show, kind of to end it, I think, to end on a really nice, happy note before we have Christmas this weekend or whatever you celebrate. I love your beautiful tree back there, Terri.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to add I know that we're talking about grief because the loved ones aren't here because they've passed on. But I have to want to add that there's some people here that aren't with certain family members for whatever reason. Example, my mom is in California and she's not able to make it here this year.
Yep.
So some people don't have their grandchildren with them. Some people don't have their brothers or their sisters. Everyone's doing their own thing. So you still miss them, and it's still sad because it also gives you a void. So I didn't want to dismiss the ones that are still here that you're grieving over because maybe they're not getting along or something.
Yeah. Yeah. You could be grieving a divorce, friendships that have ended. I mean, there's so many different reasons to grieve during the holiday season when things just aren't the way they used to be.
This is true.
Yeah. Thanks for adding that. So in fact, we can go ahead and get right into tips and talk about some of those. Number one is to allow yourself just to feel your feelings and be okay with however they show up. It's really easy to want to not feel your sad feelings and just stuff them or just not address them, especially when you're around other family members. You don't want to cry through the holidays, but you really need to spend some time and allow yourself to feel the sadness or emptiness that you have. Whatever it is, it's okay. You have anything?
Yeah, no, that's allowed to have your own feelings. They're your feelings. And sometimes people think that no one knows what I'm going through. Like even, a husband or a child or anybody, grandma, grandpa, just depends. You always think when you're hurting that no one understands how bad I'm hurting. There is, but everybody does in their own way. Absolutely. So yeah, you have to honor that.
Yep. Number two, have realistic expectations of yourself in the holiday. I mean, just knowing it can and will be hard. And so kind of pre-planning and knowing where your challenges are and not expecting yourself to do all of the same things that you would usually do, just kind of setting yourself up for success when you know it might be a challenging season, really.
Right. Right. Plan it out.
Just don't plan it out if you have
plan
to.
It out.
Number three, be kind to yourself in these tough times. take things slow. Don't overcommit yourself. If you need to take care of yourself, like take a nap, sleep in, make sure you're getting your rest, drinking your water and taking vitamins. And I know that can sound a little corny, but maybe you're a delicate flower right now and you need extra care. I know, after my sister passed away, I would start feeling really terrible like about a month before the holiday season. And I didn't even know why. Like, I didn't even connect the dots. Just everything was a little bit harder for me. And then finally, when it was getting closer to Christmas, I realized, oh my goodness. And I've been pushing myself to like feel better and do more and be more productive, just not connecting that. Maybe it was okay for me to move a little bit slower, to be a little bit more kind and careful with myself, leading up to the holidays. But it
Mm-hmm.
takes a little self awareness too, because it's when you don't know what's going on, it's so confusing.
Yeah. That's in my readings this last year. I attempted something new. I no longer do repeat clients in all of November
Mm,
and December because the
yeah.
holidays are so hard. The first one, the second one, the third one. It gets kind of bearable, but sometimes we're still hurting. And so
Yeah.
that's why I allotted those times to the ones that maybe it could help them out. That's perfect. The
Yeah.
planning and mhm.
Yeah. That's awesome. Number 4, ask for help or encouragement if you need it. For me, like, I'm not a person who likes to ask for help so I get it. But if you really are suffering and you really just need, someone to listen to you or help you with something, do
Mhm.
try and reach out if you really need it. And people are usually very happy to help or lend an ear if you're in need. And sometimes we just need a reminder about that. Like, it's okay to ask for help.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
number 5.
important.
I love number 5. Be kind to somebody else. My gosh, when I have felt so crappy in the past,
Mhm.
just so down, when you help somebody else feel better, it doesn't matter how small of an act of kindness it is. It just like, whoop, I don't know, for me personally, gives me a boost of energy and just makes me feel so good. And that's a really easy way to, brighten up the holiday season. It could be any small act, just helping somebody else.
Yeah. I also think that sometimes, like, say someone passed of cancer, your mom or your sister, whatever, somebody passed from cancer, some people like to give back and then they'll go do fundraisers for that. They're giving
Mm,
back. Or, if somebody was murdered or someone took their own life, they become an
mm.
advocate for those who are affected by that.
I
So
love that
that's giving
idea.
back. It keeps them busy
Yeah.
doing something because this is all that you can do right now,
Yeah.
right? Let's
Yeah, and
bring
then it's like
awareness.
specialized for maybe a person that you're thinking of during the holidays, so you feel like you're, contributing and assisting to
Hmm.
that specific situation, and I think that probably does feel really good to help with that.
Yep.
I love that idea. Number 6, light a candle for your loved one or start a memory jar and then choose time to read the memories together during the holidays. So
Hmm.
lighting a candle is really simple and easy. You don't even have to explain it to anybody else if you don't want to. You can just kind of do that as your own thing.
Yes.
But if you think as a group, it might be really nice to kind of quietly write some memories down and then at some point read them together later in the evening or
Hmm.
whatever your holiday is. I think that's a really sweet way to remember your loved ones too.
Yeah. Each
Mhm.
reading I do, I always from day one lit a candle, a heart-shaped candle for each person that comes to me in person. If they don't, I still light the candle. It's kind of like my intent to say, okay, here. If they're here in person, then I let them go home with that candle holder.
Oh, that's so nice.
So it's just a little token, but
Yeah.
to say, hey, you're reading today. This is what I did for you. This is what you get to go home with. Please meditate on it. Please, when you're having a bad day, light it. Just make sure the
Yeah.
cats aren't around or the children aren't around. And my little spill of blow it out before you leave the house.
Yeah.
But that's a perfect idea.
Yeah, I really like that. Um, Number 7, if you usually host or you're the one who does everything and you just can't fathom, you know, doing the whole holiday operation, just delegate it. Just ask somebody else to do it. It is so okay for you to opt out of doing full participation. Just know that it's okay. No one's going to if people are mad at you, that is their problem, not yours, and they should be happy to help you have a get through the holidays if you need to do that. So just remember it's always okay to alter your regular plan. And number 8, writing out your grief, your feelings, your sadness, your anger, whatever you're going through, just get it off your chest. You will be amazed how much better you feel.
True.
I've been journaling for years and I had no idea the therapeutic value when I started. But man, if you just get all this craziness and sadness and everything and just out of your body and on a piece of paper, yes, it's still going to be there. But like the dramatic upheaval that you're feeling like right now, it just goes, at least for me. I don't want to speak
Mm.
on behalf of everybody else, but I found that it is extremely helpful to just write it down or vent to someone, just something to get it off your chest.
Or you could also write a letter to them.
I love that idea. That's a
You could,
beautiful. Yeah.
how, like in your journal of missing them and loving them, and
Yeah.
can I pop back to 7 really quick?
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
absolutely.
Which is opt out of the holidays or whatever we're talking about there. It's
Mhm.
kind of hard for me because I don't think everyone sees everything the same way. And I can
Mhm.
only talk to the people listening from my own point of view as my job as my medium, as me being a medium, and how I feel about it. And when I
Yeah.
am with clients and I get some that will not do the holidays, and
Mhm.
maybe it's been a couple of years, and they're still not doing the holidays, I can't
Yeah.
begin to tell you. You wouldn't think our loved ones would be sad in spirit, but I don't think it sets well with them to see that their passing has put you in this little box of not living
Mm.
your life. And it feels very overwhelming to me to feel, as an empathic and intuitive and whatever, I
Yeah.
feel that I want a cocoon as well with them, but I feel like I want them to do baby steps just to get out and honor them or remember them in the most positive, loving way.
Yeah, because you are still alive,
Right.
Yeah, and your loved
Right.
ones are watching you and they're with you, and it would feel terrible to watch your loved ones not be able to move on or still have fun or, enjoy
Hmm.
themselves. So
Right.
that makes a
Because
lot of sense.
when we shut down, maybe we're not, that's how we're coping with our hurt. And I know it's supposed to be
Mhm.
about us when we're hurting, but
Yeah,
what about the other children that you didn't follow through with this? Or what about the other family members who are missing that person too, but maybe they're afraid to say anything of hurting your feelings, like you
yeah.
can celebrate your own way, but it's okay to add a little bit extra for them in spirit.
Yeah, I like
Sorry
that.
about that. I'm sorry about that. That one just choked me up is why I didn't chime in.
No, and you know what? Number 9 is remember that others will not grieve the same as you. So
Mhm.
remember that other people may not want to celebrate the same ways you. Maybe you're still cocooning and everyone else feels ready to read memories out of a memory jar or everybody is grieving in their own different ways and so they're ready or not ready or just maybe
Right.
they want to do a new tradition. Everybody's different. So just remembering that and remembering to remember everybody else, like you said, the kids, the whoever,
Mhm.
you know, and just knowing that everybody's at different levels and grief can, I mean, it lasts a long time. You miss your person and your people forever. So it's not easy. And number 10 is to find a way to honor your loved one, to make it through the holiday. And I think we want to talk more in depth about that too. I know Terri has some beautiful practices and knows people who we're honoring their loved ones, and that can help us um, include them in what we're doing through the season.
Right. I want to share kind of like how I do it. It's different. I don't think my mom has her tradition at all, but when she comes here, she has to deal with what I'm putting out. And it's usually about her mom. She was the one we were all closest to. And at Thanksgiving, I use her favorite dish to attempt to make
Your
her
grandma
pumpkin. My
or your
grandma,
mom?
my
Your grandma.
mom's mom,
Okay.
my mom's mom, my
Mhm.
grandma, my gram. She has her favorite dishes, like they're aluminum pans that I've never seen. So they're from like the 40s or something, and I still use them.
Mm.
And I make her pumpkin pie from scratch, and I put cranberry sauce out on the table when no one likes to eat it. So then we just throw it away. In the kitchen, where I really feel my Gram's presence is because I get this sensation in my gut and in my heart, and I just kind of well up and want to cry. But then I smile and I say, well, am I doing it right? Because
Mm.
that's where my grandma loved to cook. At Christmas, same pie. I use her Jello cake. We get the Jello cake every year. Everybody, if they don't like it, I don't care. They're going to eat the Jello cake, right? So I also have an altar that I've had,
Mhm.
my clients, some of my clients are on, your sister's on it.
Mhm.
Uh, I put a candy cane on it or I put fruitcake on it. Very rarely do I put the fruitcake. I'm not a fruitcake fan, and it's expensive to just sit on my altar, right?
Mhm.
Um, for my dad and my father-in-law or my grandfather, I just have a small, tiny bottle of booze that you get at the little liquor store, and I set that
Mhm.
up, and that actually stays up year-round for them to have their drink. Kind of silly, but this is what I do. I have a jar of I have a jar of her
Right.
favorite perfume. It's lotion.
Aw.
And I have to
Mhm.
keep it in the garage. So I
Mhm.
don't see it a lot, but I'll bust it out at the holidays because she wore Estee Lauder Youth do. And
Mm.
so whenever I'm out shopping, if I pass a lady wearing that, it's an immediate tearjerker to me. It's like I
Oh,
want to stop and go
definitely.
hug that lady. Um,
Oh.
and on her birthday, we have her favorite food, and we
Mm.
all sing and blow out her candles. So the perfume one gets to me more than anything because it's
Mhm.
like here, I know we talked earlier what the last show or whatever about mothballs or something, but this perfume takes the cake.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, because smell brings you it's right there, It's like a
mhm,
physical thing right now versus the food. I
mhm,
mean, I get it with the perfume. It's
yeah.
like they're right there.
I think it would be rancid. It's kind of separated, but I don't care when you open it. It's still there. And my mom's like, "You still have that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, smell it. Walk around, smell it."
Mm.
One time we played a psychic game, and I made my kids, grown, like 3, 4 years ago, close their eyes and tell me what this was by scent because I was going to do it in a meditation thing. And I ran out in the garage and got it, and they all got it. They were like, "Oh, that's Graham." So they all
Aw.
knew. They all knew.
Yeah,
Um, that perfume one really gets to me.
I
But
bet.
then when we were talking about this show, I had written and wrote and wrote, and I can't read all what I wrote, right? Because
Yeah.
it gets to me really hard. Because I feel for my clients. I know. I really get it. So all of a sudden, a light bulb popped up into my head, and I thought, I'm going to reach out to my clients on my Facebook page and ask
Yeah.
them. So if
What
it's
ask
a
them what they do to honor their loved ones?
right, how do
Okay,
they handle the holidays? What do they do?
I see.
And I did tell them I was going to read them. I'm not going to read names, but I would like to share some of those.
Yeah, I'd love to hear them.
Okay, one of them says, since my brother passed, we always either have his picture or ashes with us for every holiday.
Mm.
I get
Mhm.
that one. And
Yep.
then I have one that says, I painted kindness rocks on things he loved and leave them at his tribute tree at the how do you say? Arboretum and on Christmas
Oh,
Eve
okay.
and Christmas Day. I might be saying that wrong.
No, I think
Santa,
you said it right.
okay.
Yeah.
And then Santa also leaves a rose in his stocking on Christmas morning that goes with me to the Arboretum.
Yeah.
Oh boy, so sorry to screw that up. This
Arboretum?
This Arboretum. Thank you. This will be our third year without him here in human form, but we feel his spirit form with us.
Aw,
And
that's
then
really nice.
it is that, see, we were talking about doing something in their memory and
Yeah.
leaving rocks for people to find.
Mhm.
I have another client, a friend that leaves notes and kindness things laying around in memory
Mhm.
of their child. This one says, I just can't do the holidays. Nothing
Mm.
fills the gigantic silent void where my soul once was. The silence
Mm.
is too deafening. And
It's so
I didn't want to leave that one out because that's real. And that's how a
absolutely.
lot of people, um, that's just some people, that's how they're going to do it. And I get it. I can't imagine my heart goes out to those, all of them, right?
Yeah.
Then I get one that says, I bake quiche for Christmas breakfast to honor my mother in law. I also use all of my mom's little details, her linens, and a few crazy little Avon candles. That made me laugh because I remember those. Red beaded garland and such, my dad's famous rolls, etc. All of those warm fuzziness brought to us at the holidays that we miss so badly. Just the smells alone make me smile and have pride that they've taught us so much. I thought
Mm.
that was, and that's kind of like what we were talking about too, about some of the things that I do or you do or whatever.
Mhm.
I remember the joy they had at Christmas and do the things they loved.
Mm, I like that. That's what I've done with my sister in the past. Like one of her birthdays, we watched her favorite movie, ate food that she liked, and told
Hmm.
stories, and that was really fun.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Once a year, I end up in a craft store parking lot and just cry and cry while I listen to their favorite holiday album.
Oh,
Then I go home with a headache, but it always makes me feel closer to them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. So whatever you gotta do, man.
That one just really got to me. So one says, I inherited my mom's snowman ornament collection. I decorate a tree with them in her honor.
Mm, I
Someone
like that.
says, I just feel sad and depressed.
Mhm.
Christmas growing up was so magical, filled with Christmas music, the tree aglow, baking, wrapping presents, and family. Things changed so drastically when we lost them. But I want Christmas to be memorable for my kids like it was for me. So I have been trying to do some of the same traditions they did, with my own spin on it, of course.
I like it.
That's my last one that I had.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. There's others that are still around and new kids and things, and it's like you gotta be there for you gotta be present for them and as much as you can.
Hmm.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It is hard.
I get it.
Mm,
Sometimes you think, why am I putting this tree up if
mhm.
everyone's not going to be here? But if there's just one person in the house, I've got to do it. I might not
Yeah.
want to put it up like a December.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put it up in December, so I'm one of those people that put it up in October just because I know what this time of year does,
Mhm.
with the feelings. So I was just going to go, well, those feelings weren't totally there because the holidays weren't here yet. So I try to jump ahead of it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We put ours out early too because it's like this big effort and we love the tree and it's so beautiful, and so it's like, just put it out early. Just start the season early,
Right.
you know? I
Hmm.
didn't think about it, in the way you were, but
When we
anyway.
talk about these memories and this stuff, and don't think for a moment as I've read them or that as you wrote them on my page that your loved ones weren't standing there listening to you.
Yeah.
I had did a reading one time, and ironically, two of the sisters were on this page today, and it kind of ties into how I want to put out there that some of this quirky stuff they know because sometimes I bring it up. So I went and did a reading one time after their mother had passed.
Mhm.
And I was sitting there, did the reading, whatever, and all of a sudden I was like, ew, fruitcake. Did she like fruitcake? oh God, who likes fruitcake, right? And they
Mhm.
all started laughing. There's more than two sisters. This is like the Walton types of family, right? They're all gathered to
Mhm.
listen to what Terri has to say. And they all started laughing. And one of them reached over, picked up a book off of something. There was something folded underneath it. She
Yeah.
picked it up and she opened it, the t shirt up, and it said fruitcake across it. And I said, "Oh my God, how did?" I was just like validation, validation, validation that we
Mhm.
are talking about something that was important to this mom, right? Well, it wasn't
Mhm.
just important to this mom, the whole family. They have a fruitcake song. And then I said, you mean there's a real fruitcake song about this fruitcake? They're like, yes. And they, oh my God, I wish I had it today. But they all busted out dancing in the living room, singing this fruitcake song during my reading.
That's
It
so
brought so
silly.
much joy and happiness and laughter at the moment in the reading. I couldn't have had any other time happen, in such a sad time, but it was
Yeah.
funny. And that's
Mhm.
why I wanted to share that story. I will never forget that. Never.
That's so funny. I love it.
They're probably
Oh,
all going to go
goodness.
get fruitcake pictures, right? If
It's
not,
so
well,
funny how popular fruitcake used to be.
right. It's still
Yeah.
out there. I've just never been a fan. My grandma used to try to make it. It's very costly.
Yeah, I bet. My grandma used to make a tomato cake.
Hmm.
I never heard of it before or after. She's the only one, and I remember I thought it was good. I'll have to look it up. Maybe I should
You're going to have
bring
to
that
make it this
back.
year. You should.
That would be fun.
Just make the cake, show up, give it to them, don't say a word, and see if anybody says anything about grandma,
Yeah. I'll
right?
just secret leave it on the table.
Right.
So,
See if
we
you
could
can
do
bring back a
our
memory for them.
oh, totally. I wonder if
Hmm.
my mom has the recipe. I'll have to ask her. Let's see. Do. Oh, you know what? We
Yep.
could do our EFT, our tapping,
Okay.
which it's emotional freedom technique, not emotional freedom tapping. I said it wrong last time because I just think of it as tapping. But anyways, I'll kind of explain because you touch different spots on your face. So I'll go through and show you. And for those that are just listening, I'll describe the spots, but we go through the spots several times. And so, um, if you're driving or anything, just don't do it right now. Just come back and do it later or pull over. That'll be the same for the meditation we do. Obviously, you can't do it while you're driving. But anyway, so I'll go through and kind of just explain the different areas because we start by tapping on your left hand. It's called the karate chop point, but it's like under your pinky on the side of your hand for those that are listening. And you can just lightly tap. It doesn't need to be really hard, just kind of a light tapping. And we start there. And I'm just going to
Do you hear
go.
me? Does it make me do bad things on my mic?
No, I don't really hear the mic right now, but yeah, so tapping on the hand, and then we go to the top of the head. We're going to go between the eyebrows, the side of the eye, under the eye, upper lip, chin, like right under the collarbones in the middle. Oh, that one a little bit kind of makes the sound. And then under the arm, kind of like under your armpit, tapping right there. And that's the whole rhythm. And we go through it a few times. So, and what I'll do is I'll say something out loud and you repeat it out loud. So, Terry, if you're going to do it, maybe mute yourself. Or I
I'll
guess,
say mine in my head.
or you say yours in your head. But if you're at home, it's most powerful when you say it out loud. And so, yes.
If I mute my mic, does all this thing go away?
Yeah. And then you could say it out loud if you want. You just have to remember to unmute yourself when we're done. So, I cannot hear you. You're muted. Okay. So, If you would like to participate in the EFT, oh my goodness, just get comfortable. And we're going to go ahead and start at that karate chop point, taking full responsibility for your emotional well-being. Even though I feel a great deal of loss in my life right now, and I am experiencing grief, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I've lost someone that I really love, and I am in a great deal of pain, I'm choosing to allow myself to grieve and feel my feelings. Even though I feel this pain, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself and everyone else who is feeling lost so deeply. Moving to the eyebrow, all this grief. Side of the eye, all this pain. Under eye, my heart feels broken. Upper lip. I'm sad and maybe a little angry too. Chin. How can I possibly handle all this pain? Collarbone. Well, grief is a natural order of things. Underarm. It's okay for me to feel this way. Head. I don't have to be cheerful if I'm not feeling cheerful. Between the eyes. But I do want to feel less pain. Outer eye. My loved one doesn't need me to feel pain. Under eye. But I still do sometimes. And especially right now during the holidays. Upper lip. I feel an emptiness and it doesn't just go away. Chin. Maybe I think that my pain keeps me connected to my loved one. Collarbone. Either way, I accept how I feel right now. Underarm. Maybe there's a way to stay connected without so much pain. Head. You know, I'm making it through my grief in my own way. Middle of the eyebrows. I'm working through my pain and the loneliness. Outer eye. In some way, I know my loved one is still with me. Under eye. In my heart. In my memories. In my thoughts. Upper lip. You know, maybe I'm in their thoughts too. Chin. Maybe they're even with me right now. Collarbone. And maybe they're still loving me too. Underarm. You know, we all are energy. Head. And energy can't be destroyed, only changed. Between eyebrows. Maybe we can still be connected through love. Outside, outer eye. Maybe part of me can find comfort in these thoughts. Under eye. And I love and accept however I feel right now. Upper lip. I'm okay with however my heart chooses to feel at this time. Chin. I am clearing all expectations that my grief have a certain time frame. Collarbone. And I am allowing and open to receiving love and help from people in my life. Underarm. And maybe it's okay for me to start to heal. Head. And I'm open to and go in a circle on your head, around tapping. And I am open to any messages and any love from my loved ones in spirit. I am here. I am present. And I am connected. Mwah. Don't forget to unmute, Terri.
That was really good.
Good. I hope it wasn't too confusing for anyone.
It wasn't confusing, but I did get emotional on it. But that's Terri. Terri gets emotional.
Yeah. You know, when I tap, I usually cry. You know, that's why I do it. Because, you know.
Right.
Anyways, so like we talked about before, you maybe it's not a loved one who's passed away. So maybe go tap on something that's specific to you. If it doesn't fit exactly to your situation. But that's how tapping works. And if you'd like, we can go straight into a short healing meditation.
Perfect.
And then we'll probably be ready to sign off and just leave everybody in that good energy. So if there's anything that you want to add before we do the meditation.
Let's go ahead and add that the next one will be right before New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And our thought process that we're mixing up here is about new beginnings, new year, and that we will have our first guest speaker in January around the astrology chart, or Janet. I'm going to have Janet come on with us. Everyone's going to love her.
Yeah, I had a brief conversation with her, and she is super, super nice, super informational. It's going to be really fun.
Yes. So that would be for what we're looking at January. And then that's probably going to take us into getting us prepared for February, because we have something special for everyone in February.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
Okay. If you want to do the meditation, go ahead and find a comfortable spot.
There'll still be the goodbye part after the meditation.
Oh, yeah. We'll say goodbye.
I will. Okay, I got that.
We'll do a quick goodbye. Again, if you're driving or anything, just do this later. But go ahead, find a comfortable spot, close your eyes.
I'm going to mute.
Okay. Oh yeah, I better turn on some music. Take a minute to kick in there. Okay, everybody, go ahead, find a comfortable spot. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold and release. Take a breath in. Hold and release. Take another breath in. Hold and release. Really settle into your position, starting to feel heavy and relaxed. Softening your face, shrugging your shoulders, relaxing your back, and just letting your arms hang and be heavy. Relaxing your chest and stomach and abdomen area, allowing any tension to just melt away. Allow your breath to relax your muscles and joints. You may be experiencing a sadness and an emptiness that is beyond your comprehension right now. But it's okay right now to go inward and allow yourself to just be. A broken heart gives us a challenge of putting ourselves back together. And in that pain and in that shock, we open the floodgates of our heart, and it runs through us like a river. Everything feels different. Our hearts, our mind, and our lives. Take a breath and intentionally lead that breath to go deep into your heart space, allowing that space to fill and expand. Breathing deeply again into your heart space, actively filling up your heart with new energy. And with each breath out, you're releasing emotions, breathing out sadness, breathing slowly and with intention deeply into your heart. And now breathing normally. Allowing your body to relax. And begin to notice a relaxing light above your head. Any color you see is just perfect. It feels good and nurturing, and it's shining brightly right above your head, and it's so healing and nurturing. It's almost like you can feel it moving your hair or touching your head. This beautiful light slowly covers your whole body, from your head, down your neck, over your shoulders and your arms, down over your chest and stomach, and over your thighs and knees, down all the way to your feet, enveloping your entire body. This light feels like it's holding you. And you start to notice that you feel as if someone in spirit who loves you very much is right next to you. And they're wrapping their arms around you and hugging you. Feel the warmth. Feel their arms. Allow them to just be there with you now. Allow their essence to hold you when you need it most. Knowing you can be with them at any moment whenever you need to. And they are here now, loving you as you are loving them. Take a breath in together, knowing all is well with them and that you are also safe. And if it feels right and they want to give you a message, whether that be verbally, visually, a feeling, a knowing, go ahead and let them do that now. Thank your loved one for coming and being with you in this special time, knowing that you can talk to them at any moment you need to. Breathing in and out. Relaxing your body and knowing you have renewed energy and you can do this anytime you want to. Slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to move your shoulders back and forth. Take a breath. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you, everybody. We hope you have a wonderful Christmas season or holiday season. We so look forward to seeing you on our next show.
Stay busy, love yourself, be kind, and know your loved ones are with you, sending you love every day and every minute of your life. From my heart to yours, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah.